It is what it ain't. It's your boy Rude Dog. Check this out, man. Yo, I'm sorry to come back up at y'all, but y'all, I got one more. This is my last one, and I'm done with you. But yo, this is a two-parter, so check me out. But yo, now we're about to go a little bit more in depth on this shooting thing, because now I got the body cam footage, and we're about to break it all the way down for those who ain't caught up. But anyways, here we go. This is an adult channel. Adult things do happen. Adult things do go on. And yo, this one's about to get live. Check this out, y'all. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. It's about to get live. Let me go ahead and put this motherfucking shit on up here. I'm tripping. So, alright, bam. Alright. Alright, y'all, we good to go. We in this. We in this. Breaking news. Breaking news.
All right, welcome back in year two live now from Fox. I am Andy Mack. Thank you so much for joining us. We're seeing a video for the first time, body cam footage in the immediate aftermath of the July 13th assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. It has been released by Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley, who obtained the video from Beaver County Emergency Services with a congressional request. Grassley released the video on social media on X with the following caption: "Sensitive content. July 13th body cam footage provides more information than Secret Service will share with America. We need detailed answers ASAP on security failures. Transparency begins with accountability." We do want to warn you, viewer discretion is advised during this video, as while we did blur the video, it does show some tense moments immediately after, real time happening as the shooter was.
So they probably on the roof with this motherfucker as they done shot this nigga. Probably, so that's what it sound like. That's what it sound like.
Neutralized on the rooftop at this rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Again, viewer discretion is advised. Let's take you out to this breaking news, this body cam footage from that day, July 13th.
So we don't know. So this is the guy that
Yes.
I don't know what I ain't call that shit.
That they sent yes, Beaver County sniper scene and sent the pictures out. This is him.
Okay, all right.
Rifle's right there, obviously.
Got it. So the bike in the back, is he on that bike?
We don't know.
We don't know. So
I
we're
don't
just
know.
treating that as suspicious device.
Correct.
One second. I believe the sniper that seen these and sent the pictures is right inside this building. Michelle, is Greg in there? All right. So if you go to that window that's open and yell for Greg, that's the.
So the sniper that shot this motherfucker name is Greg. And they got this nigga inside the building. This nigga laying right there with the rifle as they pop this nigga's head open like, boop.
Sniper that sent the original pictures and seen him come from the bike and set the book back down and then lost sight of him.
Okay.
He's the one that sent the pictures out. I don't know if you got the same ones I did.
I think I did, yeah. He's like got his glasses on and he's
Look, you can see that nigga's blood right there. Look at his blood. His blood streaming down the roof. You can see that nigga's blood right there. That nigga laying like right here. That nigga laying like right here. And his blood like plicker, right down the roof. And there go the rifle like right there. There go the rifle. See, like you can see the scope on that motherfucker. So that nigga had a scope on that bitch. They trying to say it wasn't magnified. That's bullshit. That nigga had a scope on that motherfucker. You can see it right here. That nigga had a scope on it. That's that little thing poking up right there. See that little thing right there? Yeah, nigga, that's a scope. That nigga had a scope on that motherfucker. But he didn't have a stand on it though. He probably had the motherfucker propped up. Yeah. Damn.
So we had the picture of that.
I got that.
Okay, and then this is his bike with the stuff. And our sniper seen him walking away from that, I believe.
Okay.
But he would be right inside that window. He's the one that physically seen this, sent the pictures, and called it out.
Okay, so And we have somebody detained,
thank you.
correct?
There were
That I
two
don't know.
people detained on this side.
Our guy that was just up here told me that there's a guy detained who's the owner of the bike. And I said, no, I think that's the owner of the bike.
Yeah, basically, when I got
We've been up here, so we wouldn't know that information.
We just hauled ass. We got every
Right,
day.
got it.
We hopped up on the roof.
Yeah, that's no problem. Is that all your stuff?
that was one of our
Yeah, so someone came up looking to treat him and was connected.
Yes.
Copy.
There were-
Gas is off to the building, just so you know.
Thank you.
ESP had some.
Yeah, they do. I talked to the guy. They were those people detained were filming.
The American Water was notified. They authorized.
Maybe they were involved. Maybe they
They
weren't.
will start somebody.
Other than that, I haven't heard anybody.
Well, I think it's
Nothing. Close out the line today.
the guys that saw them filming were like, oh, they were filming us and then filming the guy up on the roof and then filming us. And then when shots started firing, they like tried to run away. He's like, isn't that what everybody would do that have a phone? You know, I'm not saying they weren't involved, but you know what I mean? Like that.
It's up in the air right now, right?
Right. So I got no problem detaining them. But again, I'm just trying to detain those guys, find out what they know, who they are, whatever. I'm trying to get clear information to relay back to DC.
Bridge control for the water tower.
So this motherfucker's trying to figure out why the hell they got the damn pictures. But still, they still don't say if this shit was staged or not. They just say that they shot this motherfucker and this nigga laying there on the thing dead. That's all that say.
We have one shooter deceased. I think we have 3 victims in the crowd. Is that, did you guys hear that too?
That I'm not sure.
So I heard 1 deceased, 2 life flighted.
I know 2 helicopters did take off.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know how many
Hello?
victims.
So that nigga shot 3 motherfuckers. 1 deceased, 2 lifeline. So there's 3 motherfuckers that he shot. Now in the next video that's great pop up right after this though, y'all gonna see that. You know, I'm gonna have to go to it, but yeah, though y'all gonna see me going to it and all that good shit. But yeah. It's gonna have a breakdown of the whole thing. The gun and all. And to me, that motherfucker, and I don't think they gonna say that nigga had a scope on that one. But to me, we just saw firsthand that motherfucker got a scope on. So they can go, see, that's why I'm saying the small shit in stories be changing and be leading to the big shit. We just saw firsthand that motherfucker had a scope on. And they gonna say that motherfucker did. I'm just saying. Cause Yodo, cause look, hold up though. Let's go back to the wife. You can see how the motherfucker shape that motherfucker has the scope on that bitch. You can see how the motherfucker shape that the motherfucker has the scope on that bitch. Straight up. Hold up. Right there. Look. See, you see that? That is a scope on that motherfucker right there, right? But when you look into the thing, they probably gonna say that motherfucker didn't have a scope. Probably. I don't know. I do not know. I can't tell you. I can't tell you like I know. But I don't know. Alright?
Firing, they like tried to run away. He's like, isn't that what everybody would do that have a phone? You know, I'm not saying they weren't involved, but you know what I mean? Like that.
It's up in the air right now, right?
Right. So I got no problem detaining them. But again, I'm just trying to detain those guys, find out what they know, who they are, whatever. I'm trying to get clear information to relay back to DC.
Bridge control for the water tower.
We have 1 shooter deceased. I think we have 3 victims in the crowd. Is that, did you guys hear that too?
That I'm not sure.
So I heard 1 deceased, 2 life flighted.
I know 2 helicopters did take off.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know how many
Hello?
victims.
3 are deceased.
One command. We have access to a drone. Clear this water tower.
Any LE?
No, that's incorrect.
I will try to confirm.
One Secret Service, I believe. That was the one that was in
In the van.
there.
Did he survive? Copy.
All right, you can see some of those tense moments immediately in the aftermath in Butler, Pennsylvania. This is the post from Chuck Grassley, the senator from from Iowa saying, "New, my office has obtained documents from law enforcement on July the 13th, the assassination attempt of President Trump, writing the Secret Service Acting Director Rowe and the Secretary Mayorkas, again, to get badly needed answers and clarity on a very scary situation, terrifying." And of course, that was happening in real time there. Of course, this was what transpired on July the 13th in this assassination attempt. And they did not know exactly what had happened, but the one shooter was neutralized. The former President Donald Trump was the target of an assassination attempt at a rally just days before the Republican nomination. The FBI early after that identified the shooter as Thomas Matthew Crooks, 20, of Bethel-Page, Pennsylvania. Secret Service agents fatally shot Crooks, who attacked from an elevated position outside the rally venue at a farm show in Butler. One attendee was killed. 2 spectators were critically injured, according to authorities, all identified as men. The attack was the most serious attempt to assassinate a president or presidential candidate since Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981. So we're learning some new information about that here on Live Now from Fox, and we wanted to bring it to you as soon as we can. But it was certainly some very difficult video there, as viewers with discretion was advised for that.
There, though, cause see, my little thing on that is that that whole motherfucking thing. They show homeboy laying right there in the blood and everything. But yeah, they show homeboy laying right there in the blood and everything. So, they did off that nigga. I can't say that. They did off his ass. They did off his ass. His ass got off. His ass definitely got off. They off his ass. Now we're about to go straight into the motherfucking breakdown. Right here. Straight into the breakdown. Straight into the breakdown. Let me go ahead and bring that up. We about to go straight into the breakdown. Now, though, this is a breakdown of it. I did one of this before, but yet though this is a little bit more in depth right here.
It takes place in Butler, Pennsylvania, roughly 30 miles north of Pittsburgh. The Butler Farm Showgrounds, located at 625 Evans City Road, about 5 miles from downtown Butler. The shooter, Thomas Crook, was smart enough to park his van on Lawrence Avenue, avoiding police and Secret Service officer from investigation and checking. It was also suspected of containing a considerable amount of explosives. This is where he got out and walked all the way to this vantage point, which is this building on the right. He then climbed this ladder located here and moved up to the top of this roof. To help you understand better, let's take a basic look at the position of Trump on stage as well as the shooter. There are 3 important structures or buildings we need to understand. This is the Trump stage, and just above him is the audience section where a selected number of people is seated.
Stop right here. Back up. Now let's back this shit up. Back up, back up. Now, they said he had a van with explosives, but the body cam footage said this nigga was on a bike. See, do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You heard them just say that this man was in a van, had a ladder, walked all the way across the motherfucking field, unseen how, I don't know, but walked all the way across the motherfucking field, posted the ladder up on the building, was able to climb the building and get stationed up to shoot Trump. This is the breakdown of all that.
Containing a considerable amount of explosives. This is where he got out and walked all the way to this vantage point, which is this building on the right. He then climbed this ladder located here and moved up to the top of this roof. To help you understand better, let's take a basic look at the position of Trump on stage as well as the shooter. There are 3 important structures or buildings we need to understand. This is the Trump stage, and just above him is the audience section where a selected number of people is seated. This structure is also very important as it is where the Secret Service personnel are located and snipers are positioned. Finally, we have this building where the shooter set up his sniper location. A quick note, the distance from the shooter Thomas Crook, the Trump stage, is around 137 meters, which translates to around 450 feet. While the distance between the shooter and the Secret Service sniper position is around 134 meters, which is approximately 440 feet. When former President Donald Trump was a little into his speech, the shooter squeezed the trigger of his AR-15 rifle, releasing 3 bullets. One of these shots hit the former...
Bam. Now hold up. Back it 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 up. You saw the scope on there, right? You saw the scope.
The Secret Service personnel are located and snipers are positioned. Finally, we have this building where the shooter set up his sniper location. A quick note, the distance from the shooter Thomas Crook, the Trump stage, is around 137 meters, which translates to around 450 feet. While the distance between the shooter and the Secret Service sniper position is around 134 meters, which is approximately 440 feet. When former President Donald Trump was a little into his speech, the shooter...
What the fuck is that right there? What's that right there? That's a scope, right? There is a scope, right? But they said that man didn't have a scope. He did all of that with a red beam. So you mean they're not going to see no red beam shining from one spot to another? From one spot to him, they're not going to see no red beam. Get the fuck on, man. I don't believe it.
The shooter squeezed the trigger of his AR-15 rifle, releasing 3 bullets. One of these shots hit the former president on the ear. This was followed by another 5 shots. Possibly one of the bullets missed the former president's head by just a quarter of an inch as he turned to look at a chart statistic located on the left. This move saved his life. From the top angle, this is what it looks like when replaying how the bullet missed Mr. Trump as he moved his head at the last millisecond. Interestingly, this bullet would have hit the former president if his head had been turned towards the audience as shown here in this visualization.
You can't always plan when you'll need a gun. Rational gun owners carry not because it's a weapon, but because it's a shield.
All in the videos.
Once more, which shows this motherfucker was a trained shooter. But, actually, no, he wasn't no trained shooter. Wasn't no trained shooter at all. But, because this motherfucker had all of that with the scope and still missed. I don't believe it. I'm not. It's not. And plus, there's no fucking way in hell he's going to make that shot without a scope. No way. No way. Because it's going to scatter. He's not going to make that shot without a scope.
Ahead with detailed minute-to-minute animated timelines until the former president was in his armored SUV. We will also be looking at the respective weapons used by both parties and the 2 scenarios with and without bullet penetrating the skull. At 6:12 p.m. ET, Trump started addressing his supporters and spoke for roughly 6 minutes before the scene erupted into chaos. Trump was in the middle of speaking when someone in the crowd was heard saying he's got a gun. As the video captured someone in the crowd repeating, on the roof, he's got a gun. It's here that 3 shots rang out. A pause and 5 more shots in rapid succession were heard. For some unknown reason, the shooter had a clear line of sight from an elevated level well-positioned as a sniper nest. Interestingly, a heavy-duty ladder was also located on the side. It might be a permanent fixture. He aimed with this AR-15, a semi-automatic rifle, which will be discussed in detail later in the video. At around 6:11, he aimed his sights on the former president and squeezed the trigger, releasing the bullet. At 6:11:34, Trump touched the right side of his face. At 6:11:35, Trump took cover as U.S. Secret Service agents rushed to the podium to surround him. "Get down, get down, get down," one of them said. As stated, the gunman was positioned outside the rally venue, approximately 400 to 500 feet away from where Trump was speaking. As discussed, the police sniper was located at this position. They were then alerted and started aiming at the suspected shooter. When ready, the bolt-action rifle bullet traveled a range of 500 feet. However, this weapon can inflict damage at a range of around 1,200 to 1,300 yards. This is well beyond the shooter's 500 feet limit. We will discuss this weapon in more detail later in the video. At this moment, Trump remains low to the ground surrounded by agents, who could be heard on the rally microphone discussing which vehicle would be used to move the former president away from the scene. Seconds later, multiple agents say, "Shooters down." Law enforcement in tactical gear and rifles are now on the stage. A woman's screams are heard following the sound of another shot. Here's a transcript of the audio at the podium with Trump and Secret Service members. 6:11:41 p.m. Female agent, "What are we doing? What are we doing? Where are we going?" Man indistinctly yelling. 6:11:50. Gunshot, then woman screams. 6:11:58. Male agent 2. "Go around to the spare. Go around to the spare." Spare refers to a spare limousine or SUV. At 6:12 again, male agent 3 appears to say something like, "Move to the spare, hold. When you're ready, on you." At 6:12:01, male agent 2 screams, "Ready." 6:12:02, male agent 3 shouts again, "Move." 6:12:03, male agent 2 screams, "Up." 6:12:03, male agent 3 says, "Move." 6:12:04, male agent 4. He shouts again, "Go, go, go." 6:12:06, male agent 2, "Hawkeye's here." Hawkeye is the code name for the counter-assault team. 6:12:06 again. Female agent 1, "Hawkeye's here, moving to the spare." 6:12:09. Male agent 4, "Spare get ready, spare get ready." 6:12:10. Male agent 2 says, "You ready?" 6:12:16 to 21. Agents, "Shooters down. Shooters down. Are we good to move?" 6:12:21. Male agent, "Shooters down. We're good to move." 6:12:22. Female agent, "Are we clear?" 6:12:23. Agents, "We're clear. We're clear. We're clear." 6:12:23. Male agent, "Let's move. Let's move." 6:12:25. The agents prepare to move Trump off stage, but he tells them to wait. With blood dripping from his ear over a portion of his face, Trump lifts his fist in the air, prompting a loud cheer from the rally crowd, and mouths the word "fight" 3 times while pumping his fist. Some say this is kind of a gangster move by Trump, leaving a mark in the American history to never give up and fight. Let's take a look at what the snipers are using.
Now, y'all didn't think at the perfect timing that came that he wasn't saying fight, all that bullshit. Y'all didn't think that was motherfucking perfect timing, just set up for the election and all that bullshit, just to put enough steam behind him to push him in the spot for presidency. Just saying. That's just shit that I think of.
This is a bolt-action sniper rifle used by the U.S. Navy SEALs and other special operations units. The rifle is based on the Remington 700 long action and fires 300 Winchester Magnum rounds. The MK-13 rifle has an official effective range of 1,200 yards, though it is capable of making longer shots. Here is the enhanced day optic that provides a greater magnification range and an improved sight. The MK-13 weighs around 11.4 pounds, which translates to around 5.
I know the perfect person I could talk to about this rifle, actually 2 people. And they can tell me exactly what this rifle can do. And the 2 people I need to talk to, man, if I could just get to him. If I could just get to my boy Matt or my boy Jay, they could tell me exactly everything I want to know about this rifle. Especially my boy Matt. Yeah, they can tell me anything I want to know about this rifle right here.
0.17 kilograms, making it relatively manageable for its size. Its overall length spans 1207 millimeter, that is roughly around 47.5 inches, providing substantial reach. The barrel, a critical component for accuracy and range, measures 673 millimeter, which translates to around 26.5 inches in length. This design ensures precision and stability. Additionally, the rifle is equipped with a feed system that utilizes a 5-round magazine, allowing for multiple uses before needing to reload. Let's take a look at this controversial AR-15 semi-automatic weapon, meaning a user can fire multiple shots in quick succession. The AR in AR-15 stands for Armalite rifle, not to be confused with its cousin, the M16, which has been used by the US military since Vietnam. This is a fully automatic machine gun, while the AR-15 are semi-automatic. They fire high-velocity bullets that travel at triple the speed of a handgun round, are accurate over long distances. This rifle has a mass of 6.55 pounds, which translates to around 2.97 kilograms. It measures 39 inches, which is approximately 991 millimeters in length, with a barrel length of 20 inches. This is 508 millimeters. The rifle uses a 223 Remington cartridge and has an effective firing range of 500 yards or 457 meters. Additionally, the rifle is equipped with a feed system that utilizes a 20-round magazine, allowing for multiple uses before needing to reload. As discussed, let's slow down the bullet and watch the devastating effect from this AR-15 in slow motion. This is the first bullet that flew towards the former president, scraping his ear while he was turning to look at the graph. Below is the visualization of what would have happened if Donald Trump had not moved his head. The bullet would have hit the right part of his brain. It would have passed through, shattering the skull and destroying the soft tissues. The damage would have been catastrophic, and
so if he actually hit the shot, would be no more Trump. Because it would have hit him right in the medulla oblongata. That's right behind the ear. You won't feel shit.
likely fatal. But a miracle happened at the last second, thus saving the Donald Trump by a hairline. Finally, at 6:14, the former president was ushered to the spare vehicle. As stated, a spare means an SUV or limousine. This black armored SUV departs and takes him to the nearest Butler Memorial Hospital, approximately 11 miles away, and this marks the end of the Secret Service's operations. We make original 4K 3D animation with a small team of animators, so please support us by subscribing and dropping in a comment for more exclusive engineering animations made just for you guys.
And that was that. So now, what's y'all thought on that? What is y'all thought on they fuck up? What's y'all thought on that? Because they sit back, literally dropped the ball on Trump. Literally fucked all the way up. Yet they had the nerve to sit here and try and say that every single part of that motherfucker was false. Now, what we heard was two different stories. From my boy. He said that motherfucker didn't have a scope. It was all red beam. Okay. We heard that part. Then we got my other homeboy that said his shit had a scope and he put his sight on Trump. Fire. Know what I mean? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Anyways, though, I'm up out of here, y'all. I'm done with y'all. All right, y'all. Rude Dog. Nice spending a good 30 minutes with me, y'all. Thanks for giving me 30 minutes of y'all time. Just go on over here, scan the QR code, go to the site for the site, get took down, right though, for reconstruction and all that. go to the site, check that out, scan the QR code. For those on YouTube, go right there to the corner, press that little icon, subscribe button right there. But anyways, we up out of here. I'll holler at y'all. Rude.